Hey YouTubers, X Factor here, and we're going to be talking endgame armor thought process. Armor is extremely important on the rush maps. It seems like when one team loses, it's due to their armor play or lack thereof or air play. So if those two are working in conjunction, picking proper spots, positioning, and lanes, your chance of succeeding is going to go through the roof. So let's talk about a couple do's and don'ts. And of course, talk about a good layout that I kind of like to run in the endgame rush maps and pretty much all of the endgame. So the first thing is this. When you're approaching with your tank, you have to figure out where the enemy is going to be. Just an idea, so pay attention to your mini-map, zoom out if you're on PC, pay attention to the 3D spots if you're playing normal mode. And why is that important? Well, let's talk about some of the mechanics of Battlefield 3. I play on PC, my turret moves faster than console, but I am limited. That literally took me, to do that 180, that literally took me 12 inches of mouse pad. And it's not the fastest in the world. There's a speed limitation. I am frantically jerking my hand back and forth, and there's a limitation to the speed, not like infantry. So what do we want to do? We want to limit the angle of threat. We want to keep it as tight of an angle as possible. So let's talk about the biggest don't that I see all the time in endgame. And we're over here on Railroad Rush, and I see tanks do this all the time. You get their tank down, the helicopter's in check. What do? No infantry support, no friendly infantry support. They rush the midpoint, just like this. So what's going to happen? Oh, there's a bad guy there, and I'm getting spammed from the right hill. There is no way that I have the ability to kill everybody and not get disabled. Once you're disabled in a tank this far into enemy territory, you're done. So what's my advice and what can you do? Pick a lane and push it. If your infantry has already advanced into these rocks and into the shed area on both sides, go ahead, push. You are the biggest chess piece in this game. Without help from the other chess pieces, you're nothing, right? So you need protection. So what you can do is you can literally push far down this right lane, and this goes for pretty much every rush map there is. Know where their tank spawns, okay? And push one of these flanks so you just have a limited angle to worry about. So let's say this, we come around this hill. Now look at this. Okay, now I've got this nice little angle in front of me. Everything's pretty much in front of me now, right? They do spawn back here, so you gotta be careful. And you're limiting your angle. See how quickly that is to move? Now, one of the more common lanes and one of the easier lanes is this far left lane, and I'm gonna go over why. And again, the biggest thing is this applies to pretty much all of the endgame rush maps. So what happens 99% of the time on rush is your infantry are on these rocks. They're starting to push up on these rocks that I'm firing at. So can you go through this middle point? Sure. But then you've got a problem. There's going to be enemy on this side of the rock and this side of this rock here. So what should you do and what can you do? Take this riverside. If you go too far into the water, your tank is going to kick you out, right? It's going to tell you to go take a bath. So you could approach this way. Now look at the angle. A lot less, right? Easier to control, get more kills, not die, and you can use this rock to pillar, which is huge. You see RPG coming back? Smash sprint and hit reverse. Helicopters coming in from above, smash reverse, get behind these rocks if you can to try to angle back and forth that helicopter that potentially could be flying in low on you. So use the flanks, limit your angle of threat. So let's talk about a layout that I love, that I use on pretty much all my maps. I got rid of canister shell, and I'll explain why. Canister shell back in the day used to be able to fire your main shell, switch, and fire again as quick as possible. Now it's on the same reload timer or fire timer as your main shell. So now if you shoot the main shell, switch to canister, you've got to wait till as long as it takes to get back to your main shell reload timer. So it kind of stinks. That thing is still great against attack choppers and little birds and jeeps, of course, and it will one-shot infantry from downtown. But let's talk about the HMG. Let's see here. Glock, hold still. HMG, pros, does not cool down, does damage, again, to everything in the game but tanks and LAVs. Glock, let me hit you in the chest. What kind of damage is that?
39.
One shot, right? So 3-shot kill from there. Logan, hold still. Single shot, headshot. Okay? So up close, it's 2 shots to kill in the chest or 1 headshot. From deeper downtown, it's a couple body shots. just like that. So next time you play some endgame rush and you're in the armor, work the outsides, pick a lane, make sure you have infantry support if you decide to push up the middle. If you do, you can push up the middle. If you don't, you're going to get destroyed very quickly. Boys, thank you so much for helping out.
You're welcome, sir. No problem.
And we will see you guys soon, YouTube.